Well, hello YouTube. This is kind of different. I'm usually behind the camera and filming my fish tanks. So bear with me if this is a little awkward. I just feel like this video needs to be done. If you see me looking down, I have like 10 pages of notes. So I want to make sure I cover everything, and let me get my notes in order first. I just want to make sure I cover everything. I've like tried to record this like video 3 times. I had like the police go by. I just had to restart it because I didn't want to make jump cuts or anything like that. So it's just gonna be video with no editing. I was gonna post screenshots of everything I'm talking about, but if you guys want me to, I will happily post it. But at the moment, I think I'm just gonna go with the flow and just make a video from start to finish, no editing. So if I stumble on words, you know, just cut me some slack, please. So you know, before I talk about Taylor Nicole Dean, I want to talk about, you know, bigger YouTubers and this platform on YouTube. Just not in the fish community, because, you know, obviously I'm a fish channel. Not in the fish and pet community. There has been a lot of people apologizing for things that they have done, or, you know, are problematic. And, you know, I understand some of the things, you know, some of the apologies were very sincere. You could hear in their voice, you could see it in, you know, in their actions, you know what I mean, and it comes off very sincere. But then we have some that are not so sincere, and they really fall flat. One of these instances, a big incident, happened in the beauty community. You know, it's I don't know if it's the entitlement of having, oh, I'm a bigger YouTuber, I have all these followings, and, you know, I'll apologize. I call it half apology. So when you apologize for something, you be like, hey, look here, this is what I'm sorry for. I did this, I fucked up, and, you know, let me earn you guys' trust back and be gone with it. But no, from the incident from the beauty community, you got to see how, you know, instead of just apologizing, like, hey, like I just said, the example, they were like, oh, I'm sorry, but da-da-da-da-da, you know, fill in the blanks. And, you know, when you add that but to your apology, I think that null and voids your apology. So, you know, and I think that with the stuff happening in the beauty community, we got to see how the bigger YouTubers paint their narratives, you know, how they want to be perceived. Yeah, they might touch on it, but they're not sorry. They're not apologizing it. They just try to nip it in the bud. You know what I mean? Like, they try to nip it so it doesn't become bigger because they haven't addressed it. So now, let's get started into Taylor Nicole Dean. When I started my YouTube channel, it was 8 months ago. You know, but I've been on YouTube for a while. I just did not have a channel. Watching Taylor Nicole Dean, I loved it. I loved her quirkiness. I loved her being herself. And, you know what I mean, like, I'm awkward, as I guess you guys could see. I'm very awkward. And, you know, I really enjoyed it. I found her channel, I think she was very small. I think she was only about to 200 to 300. So, like, I've had conversations with her. You know, now she probably gets too many comments that she really can't really talk to her fans. But, you know, I mean, when she first came, you know, we talked about my school. We talked about, you know, her stuff. We talked about makeup. We've had, you know, many conversations. When she was smaller. So I really connected with her because, you know, I really seen myself in her, you know, the quirkiness, the, you know, the being weird, and she really you know, one of the people that really pushed me into, you know, being like, hey, I can make fish videos. I have a fish tank. Let me see how this goes. So, you know, she really got me into doing YouTube videos, and I give her props for that. I just don't want this video to come off like I am bullying or hating or anything. That's not my intent at all. My intent is to really, you know, talk about these issues, talk about the community that I love and that, you know, that we're all a part of. Fish and pet community, not just the whole of YouTube. I know YouTube's big and vast and they have their little niches, and, you know, fish and the pets are mine, and I really am, you know, kind of not reluctant, hesitant to do this video because I don't want her bullied. I don't want to be in the receiving end, even though I have already. I'll get to that, but I don't want to be receiving end of her fans bullying me either. So please keep it respectful. I always believe in doing your own research. I was gonna post screenshots, but I do have screenshots, and if you on almost all my conversation topics, if you guys want to see the screenshots, I will be happy to provide the screenshots, but I just didn't want to edit this video. You know, it's already going to be probably past 30 minutes after I'm done talking, but I just wanted to just, you know, I just feel that it's more sincere just coming, you know, just from me without an edited jump cuts and, you know, all that type of videos. I was thinking about doing this live, but, you know, I think it would be more better for me to speak on camera and then post it. So Taylor Nicole Dean has always posted sporadically. You know, I understand, you know, as me being a college student, I understand, you know, life gets hectic. Shoot, I remember a couple months ago, I was busy with finals. I didn't have time to post, and, you know, everyone's like, are you okay, D-Law? Like, you know, I understand that, and I have no issues with her posting when she wants, because we as creators, I understand that we have followers, but, you know, our mental health, our real lives really, you know, prevent that sometimes. And, you know, I think that, you know, that's one thing that I think that people really, you know, drug her around for, is her posting schedule. I mean, I understand that you watch us and, you know, our fans watch us and give us the support, but, like, damn, you know, I don't want to feel, or I don't want anyone to feel like they have to post because, you know, it's a schedule, it's this, you know. No, it's fun, and it's fun, and, you know, posting videos and getting on camera is a fun time, and I enjoy it, and I enjoy the people I've met so far. So I'm probably not going to be covering everything in chronological order, like a timeline type of thing, but more of things that bothered me, as a subscriber to hers, as a person that, you know, supported her. This is not an in-depth video of the points that I'm going to cover. Like I said, there are sites like Gossip Guru, or Guru Gossiper. I'm really bad with that. I'm not using any points of them. I just want to be very transparent and say, yes, I've posted on the Taylor Nicole Dean thread. And yes, I did read it, but I'm not using any part of that website. I was just letting you know there's avenues to look up people, you know, not just beauty gurus, but other people in the community, to see, you know, who they are and what they post. And you know, they get a bad rep, but honestly, most of the people who are doing videos take stuff from them, and from the website I just mentioned, and not give them credit. You know what I mean? Like, rock on. Like, that's why I just wanted to, you know, put that into my video, because, you know, people take their stuff without giving credit, and most of these people really do their homework. They really do their research. They're eloquently spoken. They're just not bashing it. You know, you get some threads, you know, that are bashing, but most of these people on these threads are people who, you know, like me, were fans, or, you know, people were like, oh, well, I see this, and, you know, this is why I feel this way. And it's very eye-opening to have that, and I recommend you do that with, you know, people who you watch, or, you know, people that you want to get information for, like, you know, how they are, like, you know, stuff like that. It's a good thing. I don't see anything bad about it. But before I start getting into Taylor Nicole Dean, I want to backtrack back to the beauty community. There's been an eye-opening experience of us being able to see how the top tier YouTubers do it. You know, there's a lot of been you know, hidden stuff coming out of people's past, especially in the beauty community. It's if you don't know, just Google, you know, beauty drama, and these 2 weeks have been eye-opening experience. We have seen companies speak out about how much these people are getting paid, the sponsorships, you know, and it's not just all of a sudden came out of nowhere. No, we've been, as a community, the beauty community, have been talking about this. And, you know, we were tired of, you know, the standard of our community. And I think someone who really covers this really well is Tati Westbrook. Tati posted a video yesterday. I watched it yesterday, and it was so awesome. I loved the video. She, you know, because she is so passionate. She's been doing makeup videos for, I don't know, 10 years now, longer than that, you know. She's really been, you know, in the community, and she sees this, and she's just unhappy, and she was afraid to speak out. And like I was afraid to speak out. I didn't feel that I had enough followers. By the time I was ready to speak out, I think it was, you know, in April, and I tried to push it off to someone. I'll get to that part in a minute. But the point is that she came off and spoke her truth, and the reason why she loved her community, and the reason why that these people are toxic for the community, and that changed the community as a whole. And I think that, you know, as a pet community, we don't have that, you know, exposure like makeup. And we, you know, I've seen people post their business links asking their YouTube followers to give them false reviews. I have a little snippet video. I haven't got into that yet. I want to do a big video on that also. But, you know, I mean, like, there is, you know, some standard that, you know, we as a community have to hold. If not, it's going to be a free-for-all. And, you know, I'd rather do a video speaking and helping, you know, Taylor Nicole Dean, or helping my audience understand that, no, this is not okay, that this is problematic, that, you know, and as a community, we should not allow that. I'm not trying to say she should stop doing videos. That's far from what I'm trying to say. I just want to go the route that Tati did. For my video, not bash, but to, like I said, help Taylor and help our community come together. So now, with that spiel taken care of, let's get into what I started to notice. My first, sorry, I have to get comfortable. My first notice of, you know, something is not okay is when Taylor started doing videos, she started posting on Twitter to her mom. A huge blowout argument. And I'm just like, what caused this? Like, I'm reading, I'm like, this is some crazy shit. Excuse my language. I cuss a lot, so I'm trying to keep it clean. But it was some crazy shit. Like, I was like, how do you talk to your mom like that? I mean, okay, I'm 29. I hope I don't look 29, but, you know, I think I have experience enough to say, you know, especially at that age, especially 18 and 19, when you're you know, dependent on your parents still, but you still want that freedom of an adult because you are an adult. And, you know, I could say that I've had, you know, disagreements with my mom, you know, not like fight, punch them out, fight, but, you know what I mean? Like, I've had disagreements with my mom, but I just never would have imagined, you know, doing it online. They both said, no, don't get me wrong, her mom was also in this. They both said very, critical things to each other, but one thing really stuck out to me was her mom saying that she was going to expose her for not taking care of her pets. Like, she said something along the lines of, you know, if your fans knew what, you know, who you actually are, you know, like, you know, and alluded to not taking care of her animals. Okay, you know, I understand. But I will, in defense of, before I get on, I give Taylor Nicole Dean some props, because she was talking on her channel about her mental issues and her health issues. And that takes a lot of courage to do. And, you know, from someone who suffers from mental illness, I could relate to that. And, you know, she was really the first one to really be like, hey, look, this is what it is. I have issues. And like, and I understand that. And so, you know, when her mom was, when her mom said that, it was believable, you know, because some days are really hard. Some, not every day, but some days are really hard to regulate your emotions, and, you know, you just want to just lay down and not deal with the world. But that's not, you know, I'm not excusing her for not taking care of her pets, but when you have that support system like a mom, you know, like, because she was living at home, to help you, yes, that's wonderful. But I wasn't surprised. It was believable, but I wasn't shocked that it was brought up, you know, by her mom, because, you know, like I said, she does, you know, mention that in her videos. She does say she is, you know, suffering from issues. I'm not trying to, you know, gloss over that fact, but she did. I give her, like I said, I give her props for that. So, you know, as a mother myself, I really, after I did some research and I found out the reason why her mom was very upset, I kind of agreed with her mom. I was on her mom's side, and, you know, I mean, if it was my child, I would be, in the same position as her mom, and I will fight for, you know, the health of my child. Or if I feel my daughter, or I have a son, my son is in a situation like this, of course, I would do everything possible as a mother to, you know, to stop the situation. So, but yes, I agreed with her mom about, you know, why she was, you know, why she was doing what she was doing. I was not okay with anything, and I'll get later on. That's my next point. It had to do with Taylor Nicole Dean's boyfriend, Johnny. That was the last straw that really sealed the nail in my coffin, where, I mean, not my coffin, her coffin for me. Like, I just cut her off. I would not support her channel. I mean, I watched her videos, don't get me wrong, but I did not comment on her videos, nor did I subscribe to her. I unsubscribed, and, but it wasn't what Johnny, you know, not because he was a drug addict or a drunk or, you know, abusing women, or even having a restraining order, because I know to separate her from Johnny. Johnny was the one that made those choices. It wasn't Taylor Nicole Dean. She didn't make those choices. Yes, she's with him now. I was very concerned at the time when I found out this information. I was very concerned for her. I was not, I didn't cut her off for that reason. The reason why I cut her off was how she tried to cover up and deceive her audience we're her audience, and how she tried to lie and defend him from these accusations. And I just had to wash my hands for that, because, as you know, I'm all for women empowerment, girl power, you know, all that, like, you know, support your sisters. But you know what I mean, like, I just can't. She tried to diffuse the situation. She lied about the situation. I mean, like, I don't know how you could turn it on to the victim of, you know, there's even rape allegations. I'm not really trying to get into it, but this is one of the reasons why I stopped supporting her, was because she did lie, and she got called out of it. Her friends that she's known for years, before even YouTube, you know, commented to be like, hey, are you okay? This is not what we discussed. This is not the conversation we've had, not the conversation I've had with you. Why are you telling the untruths? And she had the nerve to tell these people, her friends for years, oh no, you're lying. Okay, I understand. Now let me backtrack. I understand when you start getting big, there are people who will come out of woodwork that, you know, had interactions with you or known you to get the word clout, or get, you know, or ride your coattails. You know, I understand that, but this is not what happened. What happened was, when she called her friends a liar, her friends posted screenshots of their conversation, the conversations of Taylor admitting stuff, and you know, it gets really dark and really deep. And I'm not faulting anyone for not wanting to cover their story. I'll talk about that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, okay, so now this is where it gets interesting. Okay, so on April 4th, I wrote Paige Christie. She goes by Paige Christie on Twitter, but on YouTube she's known as Petty Paige. She's awesome, rock on, thank you, girl. She's just a really awesome person. Her videos are eloquent, you know. And I wrote her because I was frustrated about this. I was frustrated that if I had spoken on about this, like I said, this is around April, I only had about like 18 to 20 subscribers. I was not a big channel at all, and I felt that I needed someone to give this video justice, so people could hear and people could understand, you know, what's going on. So I wrote her and I said something along of like, hey, look, can you do a video on Taylor Nicole Dean? I didn't give her any explanations. I just said she's problematic. I think a video needs to be done. I'm part of the fish community. This community is, you know, doesn't have anyone to do these type of stuff. I know, like I said, makeup and other, you know, other avenues of, you know, YouTube get, you know, more coverage than we do. So I wrote her, and to my chagrin, around, like, I think mid-June, she writes, Paige Christie writes on her Twitter that, hey, I'm doing a Taylor Nicole Dean video. It's coming soon. I was so happy. I was so excited. Like, I was literally like, okay, wow. You know what I mean? Our community, you know, will get some answers, or will have that, that voice. And I was like, that's awesome. But, you know, around July, I think when she posted that, Paige Christie posted that, I think, Taylor Nicole Dean was, you know, freaking out. I think she felt some type of way. I feel that she wanted to have that open dialogue. Well, honestly, if we're being really honest and candid, I think she wanted to fix her narrative. I think she wanted to put her narrative out there, like, this is it. But she wrote, you know, I didn't see the whole text message, I mean, the message that she wrote, Paige, but a portion of the message basically said, I know your video is going to be very critical, but you know, I understand that, and I will love to answer any questions you have. We'll get back to the answering questions, but she told Paige, hey, you know, can we talk? I'll answer any questions you have. And you know, I know Paige probably didn't know what she was getting into when, you know, because it gets really deep, and I'm not trying to, you know, cover all the dark, you know, gritty stuff. You could really find that yourself. I'm just, you know, saying stuff that I feel that's relevant for my video. It does get deep. I talk about stuff, but you know, it gets deeper than that. So she posts the screenshot of Taylor, and Paige asks her followers, i.e. me and other people, what kind of questions do you want me to ask Taylor Nicole Dean? So, me being me, I wrote basically what I'm covering right now. I wrote questions about how did she feel about arguing with her mother? Why was this started? You know, all this kind of stuff I'm covering in my video. I've written out, and I posted it on that Twitter, replied on the Twitter. And, oh my God. I mean, it's not my first rodeo of being in a hot topic, or, you know, where there's people with massive following and being attacked. So I have no problem with that, but it was just the droves of people coming out, and rock on Paige, because Paige really put a stop to that. You know, it was back and forth with her fans, with Taylor Nicole Dean's fans, and you know, and Paige didn't have to, but she did. She said, hey, look, this is not it. You know, let her have her voice. I asked the question, and these were the questions that she wanted me to ask. And, you know, and she cut it in the bud. She didn't have to, but that was very nice of her, and thank you for that, Paige. So I wrote my questions, and they were, like I said, the stuff that I've talked about. And other people did too. So, and it was wonderful to feel that, hey, look, I'm not the only one feeling this way. There's other people that watch her that, you know, they weren't like off the wall crazy comments. There were, you know, more concerning comments that I would have loved to hear the answers to. But, so, you know, it's about mid-August when Paige Christie wants to put out a video. She puts out a video. She could whip that boy out. I don't know how she does it. I love her editing. I love her energy that she puts out. And I was like, okay, I can't wait for this. So, I think it was around mid-August. Paige was doing a live stream, and I asked her, I said, hey, how is the new Taylor Nicole Dean video coming? Like, is it coming? What's going on with it? You know, I haven't heard an update since that, you know, since that post, where she started talking about how she was, you know, getting into it, that she's been working on it, that she, you know, she thought it was going to be, like an animal hoarding situation, but as she started getting deeper into it, she was like, wow, I don't feel comfortable discussing this kind of stuff. Like, I know she's a big YouTuber, but, you know, people have some boundaries that they, you know, they don't want to talk about. And I totally get that. And I'm not faulting her for that. And she even bounced ideas off of, I think Dustin Daly, she said. Hi, Dustin. So, you know, yeah, you know, it's very, you know, it's very deep. And I'm not trying to minimize, you know, this stuff, but, you know, it gets deep. And, I mean, I understand why she didn't cover it, or she didn't want to, you know, start and, you know, and go down that rabbit hole of, you know, it's because they're really, really bad allegations, and some truths to it too, and it just, I don't know, I just feel like it would be better for someone like me that's in the community to really talk about this than someone, an outsider looking in. So this is where, when I was watching her, this is when I started noticing inconsistencies in her videos. Like, she had seahorses. You know, they're beautiful. But some kept dying, and she kept replacing them until one day she decided to, what she said was, I want to give them away. I'm not, you know, I'm not not expert, but, you know, I'm not well equipped taking care of them. And she did, I give Taylor that, she did say, hey, look, you know, I don't know if these were wild caught or were they captive born. She said, hey, look, I think that I was misinformed, that these were, you know, these were not wild caught, that they were, you know, captive born. And I think that was awesome at the time. I was like, okay, cool. She didn't know how to take care of them, so she just got rid of them, and not just got rid of them, but gave them to somebody for her to take care of. She didn't mention who, you know, the person was. I mean, I understand it's YouTube. Maybe it was a friend. I don't know, but she said it was someone with experience with seahorses, and that what was the other part? That, like I said, the wild caught and the captive born, she said, hey, look, you know, my bad, I messed up. But, you know, now thinking about it, you know, with the lies that she's said and the things that she's done, I'm wondering if that's even true. Now I'm second guessing her as during that time. Is it true that her seahorses got moved, or did she just die? I mean, I don't know. That was one thing. Another incident was with her dog. She had gotten a Weinheimer, and she tried to have it as a service dog for her. I kind of know a little bit what goes on getting a service animal. My sister just got a service animal, a cat, for, you know, because, you know, she has, you know, anxiety and things like that, and she, you know, really needed an animal, so she got her cat certified as a service animal. It's a little Sphinx. It's so cute. But I digress, back to the story. So when Taylor moved into a new apartment, she did not take the animal with her. That's where I was kind of like, okay, well, that doesn't make sense. If it's your freaking service dog, why are you not having your service dog with you? And her excuse was, oh, my brother needs it more than I do. But that's not how service animals work. You know what I mean? Oh, they got attached to my family. Okay, I understand that animals get attached, but that's not how service animals are. One, trained. Two, you know, that's not how it works. And, you know, I mean, I understand people are not aware of that and just listen to her blindly of her explanation. So I'm just like, okay, that was another thing. When it started getting really weird, was when she moved. Before she moved, you know, okay, like I said, I'm 29, and I've lived through the wanting to be an adult, wanting to be independent phase. And, like, I totally get her wanting to, you know, itching to get her own place. But when she posted her floor plan, she's like, this is my apartment, this is so beautiful. And she posted the floor plan. Not only did she post the floor plan, she posted the name of the apartments. And I just really, really, really found that awkward, like, and weird for a YouTuber. You know, I mean, you can look me up and find me. I'm not too hard to find, but, you know, I mean, like, just to post my address myself is I don't know. I don't know. I don't agree with that. I thought that was really weird. You know, especially, you know, people coming to your house that you don't know. I would be sleeping with one eye open, thinking that someone's gonna come knock my door, be like, hey, Dila, I'm one of your fans. You know, that's scary. When she moved in, her animal hoarding, I call it hoarding. You could call it splurging, you could call it whatever you want, but I call it hoarding. Her influx of animals in that 2-bedroom apartment was ridiculous. It was uncalled for. And you know, I understand, you know, she has a channel to hold, but you know, if we're throwing, hey, look at my new fish, or hey, look at this, look at that, you know, then, you know, I don't know. It just I don't think she could have gone. I don't think she should have gone that way. I think that, you know, the animals that she had, you know, posting like how she was, you know, I think was fine. I didn't think that she needed to get all these animals. And then she posted a video about why, you know, having animals are good for, you know, anxiety and depression, which I'm not, you know, trying to disagree, with her video or the message that she tried to put. I was more concerned about the impulse buys, the impulse buying of animals. Even with Taylor herself, she impulse buys, and I'm not okay with it. I am okay. So even though her husbandry, like, there's been issues with her husbandry, I'm not really getting into the husbandry part. Like I said, I really want to get into the questionable animal purchases that she has done. So at first it was rescuing turtles. I don't know, I think it was 30 to 50. I don't remember how many turtles. I just remember watching the video. I'm like, okay, that's a nice thing. That's a nice gesture. I know you meant well, but, you know, and try to educate people on not to buy stuff, but you're just perpetuating that market of side turtle, you know, roadside turtles, you know. And I understand that her heart and her direction was good, you know, trying to be in a good place for that video. But the other one that I can't even defend is her kitten dying. So supposedly drama time. Allegedly, she went to, I think, PetSmart, Petco, and someone was selling or giving away kittens. Very, very young kittens. I don't know if you guys have ever bought a cat from a cattery. Usually they will not let you leave or have the kitten. You could pick the kitten and you could buy the kitten, but they will not usually let you have the kitten till at least 18 weeks. 18 weeks, at least 16, but 16 to 18 weeks is the sweet spot that most people who breed cats in catteries, that's what they call when, you know, when you have a cat farm. Well, not a farm, but you know what I mean, like a cat breeding service. It's called a cattery. And because they need that, their mother, they need that milk, they need that, you know, how to be a cat, and they get that within that time. I think she wasn't out to say like, oh yeah, let me kill this cat. No, I think she was inexperienced. She didn't know how to take care of the cat, or, you know what I mean, with her depression, you know what I mean, maybe she forgot to feed them a couple days. I honestly, I can't say what the legitimate reason was for that. I just know that, you know, my opinion and my feelings. I also feel that she could have taken those cats to they have safe havens. I know in California, I volunteered at a cat haven. There's no-kill shelters. There's places with people with experience or trained to take care of bottle feeding and doing this and doing that for these cats. She had no experience, and I don't think she could have taken that cat. From my knowledge of the haven that I worked in, we were able to take cats, you know, abandoned kittens, and if you would like them back, you know what I mean, after, you know, the certain age mark, you were able to put in a donation, and a little donation, I would say about like 30 to 40 bucks, and get your cat back. You know, price would not have been an issue for Taylor Nicole Dean, and I'll get that later on. I'll get to that later on. But I just don't think, you know, she did that right. And, you know, I think she paints her own narratives. You know, people get rumbling about situations or these problematic events. And she's like, okay, here, I made a video. I talked about it. Yeah, my bad, you know, and it's deaded to her. You know, and that's the entitlement of people with, you know, a big following. They think that coming on YouTube on a video and saying, hey, look, I addressed it. Now it's done. It's not done. And you see that bad with her. Another one is, okay, so her snake, one of her ball pythons is duck-billed. That happens with genetics. I'm not saying that she shouldn't keep that as a pet. I just think that as a hobbyist, she should not breed that snake. She could keep it. It'll be a forever pet, but don't breed it. It's not worth, you know, I mean, there's a lot of genetics, especially when you're, you know, inbreeding snakes. There's a lot of inbreeding that goes on to get the morphs. And, you know, that's another spiel. But it happens, and there are some defects that happen with some strains of morphs. But another incident, what stuck to me was her buying stuff off Craigslist. I have nothing against, you know, selling animals on Craigslist. You know, people have to move, people have to do this, and that's a great way to, you know, find a home for your pet. You know, I'm not saying, you know, a forever pet is a forever pet. You know, I understand that, but when, you know, it gets to the point where, you know, I have to live and I can't support my pet, then yes, you know, there's avenues like Craigslist to, you know, help find your pet a home. And I have no problem with her using Craigslist. That's not my issue. My issue is with the fact that she puts her own spin on these stories. I guess I think it's her red corn snake, the big one. I didn't find this information. This information was found by another user, another watcher of her videos, that she made the story about, oh, I just saved this snake. It was starving. It's this and it's that. And then I'm looking at the Craigslist ad for where she got the snake. The same exact snake in her hand. You know, the story of the snake, how old the snake is, all this on there. You know, I would respect her, I would respect her more if she was like, hey, look, I've seen this beautiful corn snake on Craigslist and I just had to pay her. It was $50 or $100 and I grabbed it. Instead of trying to say this narrative of, I've taken it, you know, from the owner, they gave it to her for free. She painted this story that sounded so, you know, painted her in a good light. And I'm like, but I'm looking at the video. I watched the video and I'm looking at this Craigslist ad and I'm just like, wow, this is very interesting. And then another one was with her another ball python she has. That snake is a $7,000 snake. She said someone sold it to her for $50. I highly believe that a 7,000 paradox ball python goes for $50. I mean, hey, if she was doing something else, sorry, my son just walked by. If she's doing something else, you know, then, you know, to make the payment lower, then, you know, hey, that's your business. But when you come on and say, oh, I only paid $50, that's a slap in the face of us hobbyists. We know how much that snake is, you know what I mean? Especially people in the snake, you know, specialize in the snake hobby. And, you know, I just feel she didn't need to do that. She didn't need to come on. She didn't need to make false narratives. And that really questions the rest of the narratives. Another big one for me is her cowfish. As you can see, like I said, I'm in the fish hobby. This is just my opinion. And I really honestly believe that she rebought her fish a couple times. I don't think that's the original cheese, the name of her fish. I understand that cowfish grow really slow, but that fish should be a lot bigger than it is. Just saying. That fish should be a lot bigger. And that's just me speaking from my experience in fish keeping and in the hobby. So I just feel like that was a big lie. And I don't want to talk about her alleged drug use in this video. It gets really scary and really deep. But I just want to mention, because, you know, even in her video, in her latest video she posted, I think I skipped a spot. I was supposed to talk about her latest video. So her latest video, she puts together this huge cage. Oh no, let me go back. Scratch that. So another animal she impulse bought was a monitor. Her excuse was that her friend was going through a bad time. She was pregnant, very emotional. Then she wanted a pet, and her friend said, well, we could get a pet, but you know, you could take care of it till I have my baby, yada yada yada. That was the excuse that she put out there. And you know, when you put something on the internet, it never goes away. You could hide it, you could delete the video, it never goes away. So she posts a video with this monitor. Well, this monitor, she misidentified this monitor. She was telling all, this is my monitor and this is what they do, and this is like, it was a very in-depth, like I said, she wasn't like that before, but she started trying to be a educational pet channel, and it flopped, and it really flopped, and her inexperience really showed when she posted that video of that. But she deleted it with the quickness after everyone was calling her out, and she tried to blame it was the store misidentified it to her. But if you're such an expert, or you know, someone, you know, with some knowledge about something, you could definitely tell that wasn't the right monitors, you know, she was talking about. I just had to put that in there before I got into this part. So in Taylor's latest video, she's building a huge ass cage for this monitor. You know, she's putting it together, but when I clicked on and watched it, my face dropped. You know, and this is why I'm talking about it, because it is noticeable in her video. She looks a mess. That's not, I don't know if it was her plastic surgery, botched surgery, or if it was the drugs. You know, and this is reason why I didn't, you know, talk about her surgery, her lip injections and stuff, because, you know, who am I to say that that's wrong? You know, she could do whatever she wants with her body, but excuse me, I honestly don't know, excuse me, if it was because of that, or honestly because of drugs. And you know, her video, she does a flashback to when she was picking out the monitor, and it was totally different. Like, her facial structure, her face was more plump, and seeing her months later, that is a drastic change. Huge change in her appearance. You know, and I'm, like I said, I'm not too sure if it's because of a botched, you know, lip injections or stuff, but honestly, in my opinion, it looks bad. I'm sorry, but I just didn't want to delve into that. But you know, you as a person could see it. I don't remember the title of the video. It was like MTV Cribs for my new monitor cage or something like that. And go watch it. I highly recommend you watching it and seeing it for yourself. you know, and I just couldn't fathom. I'm like, what happened in those short months? Oh gosh, like I said, I wasn't trying to talk about that, but you know, just as an example of, you see the difference of what she was to what she looks like now. You know, I'm not coming, like I said, I'm not coming from a evil place. I actually am very concerned with her well-being. You know, as I would consider her as a friend, acquaintance on YouTube. I really did not, you know, I didn't want this to bash. I don't want her to feel attacked. So if you guys want to say, hey, look, there's someone who made a video about it, you certainly can. But, you know, don't go attack her, or don't go attack me, because I'll troll the hell out of you. But, you know, that's a different way, different story. But yeah, like I said, like, I'm a big girl, I could handle it. I just, you know, I'm making this video about, for my opinion and for my community. And also, I would like to add, before I started, you know, doing this video, or decided to do this video, I tagged her and I said, hey, Taylor, and I tagged Paige Christie on YouTube. I said, hey, so Paige is not covering the story anymore, and I would like to cover the story, and I would like to offer, you know, the same courtesy of, you know, asking you questions if you would like for me to add that to my video. She didn't respond. So from filming this, she hasn't responded, and I just, like I said, I think this video needed to be done. I feel that, you know, we set a standard in our community. We set, you know, like the beauty community has a standard, and, you know, people were griping, you know, from these top tier beauty gurus of the shit they were put. We were tired. We're tired, and I think I'm getting to the point where I'm tired of the fish community, who's at top, and the bullshit that they do. And, you know what I mean? And I think as a community, we need to have that standard. We need to have, you know, we're not going to tolerate this. You know, I know a lot of people who feel the way I do, but they haven't done it. Like Tati said, people are afraid to speak out against these big channels. I'm not. I'm right here. I mean, like I said, this is not a hate video. I just think that this needs to be said. And, you know, it's a different video for a change. I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, format, excuse me, of video. Like I said, I don't like editing my videos. I don't like doing that. I think that, you know, that takes away from your sincerity and where you're coming from. So if stuff gets misconstrued, you know, through it, then hey, that's not my issue. I said what I needed to say, and thank you for watching my video. You could subscribe, like, please, let's have a discussion. You could talk. If you want to say you're an ugly bitch, you could say that. But to me, you know, I don't delete comments. I leave my comments very fluid and open. Yeah, so just to have a discussion, let's really talk about this as a community. And I think that, you know, we need a change. And, you know, I want that change, and just have some dialogue on how we could change as a community. Alright, you guys, I hope you guys like this, me being in the camera. I might start doing this. I kind of like this after me trying this video for like 3 times. Alright, you guys, have a good one. Like, comment, share. Do what you want to do. Thank you for watching. Bye.